Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, Varsity 1. What am I doing now? I'm starting a new series called Budget Art, and I just wanted to show that it doesn't matter how expensive your art supplies are, you can still make some really good art, even if you have stuff that's from the Dollar Tree or something like that. And in today's case, I took a trip with my mother to good old Marshall's, where, well, they don't have the best art supplies, but they have art supplies. So today's victim is going to be Callie from Splatoon. And I decided to go with a certain look that I really like from her. So with that, let's go. Don't mind me, I'm just imagining my future. After perusing the aisles for a bit, I ended up finding them in the office supplies section? Yeah, I don't know. But then again, it's Marshall's.
It's so little recipe of ratatouille. Oh my goodness. I love it.
To start off, I start by swatching the pencils. To start off, I start by swatching the markers that were given to me. And I don't know what I expected, but the chisel tip, I do like it. The narrow tip, I forget what it's called. The fine tip, I guess? The fine tip, I don't know why I expected it to be like a Copic marker where it's a brush. But I don't know, it didn't say anything about being a brush. But anyways, something I did like about these markers is that they were very vibrant. Well, at the very least, they were extremely vibrant on white paper. I had already started the initial sketch and was already going with my first pass over with my Micron pens. Now when it comes to these kinds of pens when you're lining, I highly suggest that you get archival ink, because if you don't, the pen ink is gonna end up fading over the years, especially if you have it left out in open air and sunlight. Any reason why I chose the Octarian look for Callie for today? Well, I just personally like it. I just think it looks better. Any particular reason as to why I chose Octo Callie? Well, out of the 3 designs that she has, this has to be my absolute favorite. I mean, in context with the story, she looks she just looks awesome. She looks cool. She looks so stone cold. She's ready to take down whoever's in front of her in the name of, well, music, I guess. But then again, I also didn't play Splatoon 1 because I didn't have a Wii U, so maybe I'm just biased because I have the second game. Something else I had also gotten while I was at Marshall's were these fine tip pens, these felt pens. They came in multiple colors. I bought a couple packs of them because I think they're about $3 or $4 each a pack. So I'm going to be also using those when it comes to lining the actual image, when it comes to lining the actual drawing. This closet's freaking hot. Now, when it came to my choice for Callie, it was only because I had consulted one of a couple servers that I'm in that it's very Splatoon based, and unlike Splatoon 1, Callie actually won the vote this time. That's the joke, right? I've never participated in any Splatfest. I got the game very late. So what have I been doing this entire time? Well, kind of my own thing. Not getting too into it, but I am a lot happier with where my art's been, with how I've been either progressing or approaching my art. And a lot of it has been very Splatoon based lately, and I found a lot of really cool new people from the Splatoon community itself. And to those that are watching and know who you are, I hope you like this video. Thanks for letting me into the community, I guess. Though I don't think people are gonna be gatekeeping this either way. It's a game about squids with paintball. For the most part for this series though, I do plan on it kind of being similar to a draw with me while I test out some, I guess, low-priced art supplies in case the artist in you doesn't want to go to Michael's and spend like $70, $80 on whatever it is it may be. Unless you want to do that, because sometimes the more expensive stuff does tend to work. It just depends on the quality and what you're trying out, what you're looking for. But for me, I'm the kind of person that's, if it works, stick with it. Because of the limited colors that I had in this set of markers, I had to make do with what I had. And while I didn't get these particular gel pens that I'm going to be using later from Marshall's, I did get them from Daiso, which were about $1.50 a pack. And that was 3 packs, so that was like probably, what, $4, $5? I don't know. I can't think of that quick of math. I'm recording in a closet, I'm sweating. So I decided to be very careful with when it came to outlining and then coloring the inside parts. But something that quite surprised me a lot was how smoothly this colored. I mean, I wasn't even using the chisel point for this, for the section that I'm coloring, or little at thing, whatever. But I was surprised with how smooth and just how flat the color came out. Everything blended together almost as if I was using a Copic marker. I mean, obviously if you went over it multiple times, then you would see the streaks, but for the most part, the first pass was really good. Now, I know that her earrings are that gold color, and I'll be fixing that a lot later. I'm just adding the basic shading, or shading where I can. I did try to emulate shading in the way I usually do it by using crosshatches. Now, at this point, I lost a lot of the footage because my camera died and I had to wait for it to charge. But you can see on her tentacles, because she does have the pink at the end of her hair, I decided to improvise when it came to shading and blending, and I had used a combination of black, a dark blue, one of the purples, and then the actual pink I used for her hat. And did make sure to keep some spots open just so you can see the little light spots that are in England's hair. With that, I'm not sure quite what the material is for her shorts, but it's that latex, I don't know what it actually is. But it's that material that when it hits the light, it does become very shiny. I should know this stuff. I make my own cosplays, what the heck am I doing? Now actually I was surprised because at first the markers were actually bleeding through the other side of my sketchbook paper. And this is because This sketchbook is meant to be able to hold a lot of ink, and with my Copics, it doesn't easily bleed through, at least for the most part, unless I keep going over the same part over and over again. Now, the only color that really did seep through was the magenta, lighter pink color, and the black, obviously, because that's where I'm using it the most. I'm layering it, so I try to make it look not as streaky, but also you can see where I'm trying to make it have that shininess. What I started doing right here is, in contrast with the warmer pink colors that she has for her design, I decided to go with a teal, I don't know, blue, more blue color to kind of contrast, because I thought just by itself the picture looks kind of plain. But if I just had a simple outline, it would make her feel like she popped a little more. And again, the other felt tip pens that I had used for this, you can tell I had also used them on parts of her hair and the octopus tattoo she has, as well as whatever is hanging off of her hips. I made sure to go back and finish whatever other shading I needed to do with my finer tipped pens. And I usually went in with the Micron 0.3, I believe. And here's where I bust out all of the Daiso gel pens. And for $1.50 for a pack of, I don't know, 10, I believe, a lot of quality comes out of them. I use them almost all the time when it comes to taking notes or taking notes. But I do like to, I have been testing them out when it comes to resin art. I have been testing them out when it comes to resin art, and they stick through. They stick through the UV resin, and you can actually see the glitter, the shine, because I don't have any ink or anything, any alcohol-based ink that actually makes it have that shimmer. So luckily when I do it on paper, the shine does go through and you can see the glitter. And although it doesn't really look like I'm doing much of anything right now to whatever I may be coloring over, as soon as this goes into the sun, as soon as light hits onto it, you can really see the refraction of it. Refraction? Editing me, tell me if that's the right word or not. Gotta make sure I put my signature. Gotta make sure I put my signature down here. And here's the finished product. Well, how about a closer look? Now, I'm not sure how well it shows up, but I did take out my flashlight, and you can see, especially on the tentacles, where I had put in those different colors of gel. I especially loved how the effect came out on her gloves and her hair. Oof. Alright, so let's make this a quick review because the sun is literally setting and I messed up my nail polish as I was doing my nails out here. So, review of Sargent Art's 12 graphic markers dual tip. You know, that's fine and chisel tip. What you pay for, you get kind of what you pay for. Maybe a little even more, a little bit even. You get what you pay for and maybe even a little more with these. I think these are good for people who do a lot of graphic art when it comes to things such as comic book work. where the art needs to be a lot more dynamic, maybe sharper, you could get the same and even better composition when it comes to Copic markers or markers similar to such. Any alcohol-based marker, because they tend to blend a lot easier. These didn't really blend. They didn't really blend so much, or if they did, it was because I had to put some patience into it. Now, I do actually like these markers, and I can see myself using them again in the future. Maybe I'll use them for another one. Heck, I was thinking about maybe using these to make a Marie one, but we'll put that to the side. I do want to put it to good use, though. So, in the end, do I recommend Sargent Art's 12 dual-tipped markers? If you find them, try them out. Why not? I mean, it doesn't matter, for the most part, it doesn't matter what your tools are, it matters how you use them. Unless they're actually really low quality. Looking at you, Rose Art, your colored pencils have not stood up the test of time. But yeah, if you're looking for some decent art materials, but you don't want them to have some terrible color or anything like that, I'd recommend these. I'd recommend going to your local TJ Maxx, Marshalls. Would Home Goods even have them? I don't know. I would just stick to TJ Maxx and or Marshalls. Marshalls might be your better bet, actually. They have office supplies there. Anyways, Callie, is she look good? I think she looks good. She looks a lot better in the light. Trust me. When I edit this later, you'll actually see how good it looks. Anyways, bye! Thanks for watching. My dogs are over there. I currently have an extension cord plugged into my laptop. My laptop's on the floor on a little stand. Alright.